What's up? It's your girl Drama Queen coming to you with another video. Now, I don't have too many days that are just like good. I'm feeling great doing all that because I'm still recovering from surgery. A lot of days, I don't even have a voice. So you're going to see this beautiful head wrap and this beautiful shirt in several videos. Why? Because I have a voice. Well, it ain't all the way. You heard I kind of crack. I have a voice today. So, today's video is gonna be about that good 60 days in. Yes, it is. All right, many of you guys know that I was a participant on season 6 of 60 Days In. We actually filmed in 2019 and it aired in 2020. Here we are 2022 and there's no season 7. Why? Because of COVID Lachey Jenkins hating ass. She done came in and wreaked havoc on production's job, taking people off this earth. She's a hater and I don't like her, but I'm blessed I ain't had her. But I've been really thinking, and people have been talking to me about 60 Days In because now we're on Netflix. I just wanted to do my little 17 episodes and be done and not be the topic of conversation. I don't want to talk about it, but I figured, hell, we on Netflix now. People hit me up every single day. They hit me up on Instagram. They hit me up on Facebook. They hit me up in real life. They hit me up in YouTube. So I figured, you know what? I might as well educate and elevate. So this video is going to be short. I have some more 60 Days In videos coming out, but this one is going to be, should you consider being a participant if there will be a season 7 of 60 Days In? Should you consider being a participant? The pros and the cons of being a participant. Now, I'm gonna start with the bad. I'm just gonna be honest with you. There's no way in hell that I would go into a jail facility voluntarily on purpose. Let me get closer. There ain't no way in hell that I'm a volunteer to go to jail in the middle of a pandemic. We have the Lambda version. We have the Delta version. We have the Omicron version. Next thing they're going to do is have the AKA version or the Delta version or the Zeta version. It's too much. I have spoken to people that work in the criminal justice system, and the jails are going through a lot. When you go into jail, you have to spend 2 weeks in quarantine and be locked up with other people in there so they can try to keep the spread of COVID-19 down. So, if I was approached in 2022 versus 2019, I wouldn't do it because of COVID. That's just me. They would have to pay me triple what they paid me to volunteer to go to jail during the COVID pandemic. It is what it is. But taking that out of it, taking the pandemic out of it, I want to be fair and I want to talk about the pros and the cons because it wasn't just all bad. I want to give you advice. So, if you're thinking about going on 60 Days In for season 7, this video is for you. Make sure you pay attention. All right, so, pros. I know this thing there everywhere I go. That can be a pro or a con, depending on what you want to do. Pro, I was able, even though the production company and A&E didn't show you the positive things that I was able to do, they had me looking like a constant complainer. There were several things that I was able to do and several lives that I was able to touch because that type of stuff gives me joy. I have always been a fighter for the underdog. Since I was a child, I just want to help people. I want to help. That is one of the, volunteering to go to jail was one of the most selfless things I've ever done, especially having an autoimmune disease. Now, some people have asked, would I suggest someone go into the jail that has an autoimmune disease? Well, if you're on medicine, it's not going to work anyway. You can't because you're under a different identity, so your medicine's going to be under your identity, so you can't do it if you take any type of medicine, prescription medicine. Now, I did get, and I'm going to talk about this in another video, I have allergies, but I'm not on prescription allergy medicine. So I was able to get like over-the-counter medicine. But if you have prescription, count it out. Don't go. But if you have an autoimmune disease that is not controlled by medicine, I would not suggest it. The reason I would not suggest it is because 60 days in, A&E and the production company, I gave them an opportunity to educate, to elevate about autoimmune diseases which affect millions of people in the United States, and this is an international television show. I wanted to bring awareness, and what did they do instead? They made a mockery of me. They did not show my true story. They did not show my pre-story of the conversations that we had when I was telling them my concerns, why I wanted to do this. If they would have shown that, people would have had a better idea of my story. I wouldn't have to create the narrative and do YouTube videos and upload them and do interviews and do all of that. They would have accurately depicted. They didn't. So I would not suggest, if you have any type of health issues or autoimmune diseases, because A, you can trust and believe that, especially if you look like me, and when I say if you look like me, let me just be clear, get the elephant out the room. If you're an African American and you're a woman, definitely don't do it. Definitely don't do it. Because they're going to put you in a box and they're not going to show the true story. I wish 60 Days in A&E Lucky would do that. I wish you guys would do that. Show the true thing. Show it how it affects. Show the mental anguish that someone goes through that has an autoimmune disease. Show them getting sick. There were times they couldn't show you this because of where the camera was, but I had it coming out of both ends. I was sick as hell. They showed a little bit. So I'm going to say, if you're sick, have autoimmune disease, try another show, try a documentary. Matter of fact, you know what? If you have autoimmune disease, hit me up, because we're working on an autoimmune disease documentary. I'm going to put the link down in the description so you can see. It's just a 3-minute trailer to try to get investors to invest so we can really do our 5-part docuseries on autoimmune diseases called Autoimmune Diseases No More Suffering in Silence. If you have one, I would not suggest you go. If you don't have an autoimmune disease, just open your eyes. You're not allowed to talk to anybody. You're not supposed to talk to people and let them know that you are considering going or you're being considered for casting. But go follow some of the people that have been on there before and look at some of the things they said. You can look at my 60 day. I have a whole playlist on 60 days in videos. Look at it. There's a lot of good that can come from it. Like I said, I made a lot of changes, brought a lot of things to the forefront that weren't brought. Because of my experience with working with kids, being sick, having an autoimmune disease, having allergy to a food that is commonly served in the prisons and the jail systems. So it was an opportunity to really bring awareness, and it's amazing that I get some awesome messages. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me grab it now. I get awesome, encouraging messages. So this is another positive thing to consider when trying to make up your mind. I got a message last night. Let's see if I can get to it. Requests. Here we go. All requests. Well, general requests. Oh, you know what? I have my airplane mode on, so I can't do it. I don't want the phone to ring. Okay, let me take airplane mode off so I can read. Okay, so yesterday, was it yesterday? I got a message that says, hey, hey, I just wanted to say I thought you were the realest one on 60 Days In out of the females. They never curved my opinion. I was your #1 fan. Shaking my head. Appreciate that, Antonio Garner. I really do. I get messages all the time for people that were really able to see what I did and why I did it. They were able to see through the BS, and that feels good. I also think that you just don't make the mistakes I made. I would say some of the top mistakes that I made was trying to go in there and treat the other participants like a family. I have trust issues. I don't become friends with people easily because of my trust issues. I went in there with a totally different mindset and I got screwed. And not only did I get screwed, in actuality, I got doubly screwed because the way I got screwed in real life in jail didn't play out on TV. So the thing about shows like that is they typecast you. And once you're typecast, the only footage that is shown is footage that supports that typecast. Not only do they have your footage from the actual episodes, but they make YouTube. Like, it angers me that I've met with the production team, the creator of 60 Days In, brought up the sexism, the racism, and they acknowledged it. They acknowledge it. Why do all the black people have to have violent crimes and the white people have these elaborate crimes that they've done? Going all the way back to Marion Ali, first season. Seriously. Just go in with don't have any expectations. Know your story, and you sign a big fat contract that says your story can and probably will be manipulated.
Go for a walk.
There go Alexa.
Go call a friend.
See how she do me? Thank you, Alexa, girl. Oh, she ain't gonna reply back now that Anyway, so, and then you ain't gonna be able to have Alexa. You can't just have, play your music, do all of that. But no, seriously, I just don't think right now is the time. I think that since we're gonna be going into, if they have a season 7, jails and prisons are very, very, very aware about 60 Days In. They're aware. So as soon as you come in and you're not a local, because the locals know each other, you got all your teeth, you're talking with a little bit of sense, you're going to stand out like a sore thumb. Now, people have asked me, I got asked this by someone the other day that was asking me about 60 Days In. Where did I meet that guy? I don't even remember. And I'm going to do a separate video of some of my encounters with fans. I've had some interesting ones. I've had some creepy ones. But, just know you won't have any control over how you're portrayed on TV. That's just where I go. Don't go in with friendships. Don't go in trying to be Captain Save-A-Ho. Go in, if you're going to do it, go in for you, yourself, and you. That's it. I went in trying to save Jennifer, from something, and it ended up backfiring on me. I have a video where I talk about what really happened. And I'll put that video in the description so you can see what they showed versus what really happened. I would highly suggest, if you want to help someone, you have thick skin, you don't care how you're going to be portrayed, you don't care that your story is going to be manipulated, and you want to do some good and you want to do some change, and you're okay with doing those things, those positive things, but those positive things aren't going to be seen or recognized, possibly, depending on how you're typecast, go for it. But really sit down and weigh your options, the good, the bad, and the ugly. There was a lot of good, there was a lot of bad, but most of all, there was a lot of ugly that I can't ever unsee. I can't never walk away from. Imagine being in your bed in your room, locked up 23 hours a day. Imagine doing that and you hear someone, I was on the top floor, that has had a seizure, and her roommate's screaming at the top of her lungs, and then the staff is just taking their time. Oh, whatever. They're going up there. If you care about people, do it to try to bring awareness and make a change. But if you want to look a certain way doing it, and you want to seem like the hero, or you want to seem like the person that sacrificed the most, don't do it for that, because they're not going to show that. It's simply entertaining. It's not to educate, empower, uplift, any of that. There were a lot of educational moments that could have been shown that weren't. So just pray about it. Think about it. Again, like I said, with COVID, there's no way in hell I would do it. But just wanted to give you a little bit of my pros and cons for you to think about if you're considering season 7 of 60 Days In, if there even be a such thing. So do your work, do your homework, pray, and don't expect to make friends while you're in jail. Friendships develop after. Great relationships, I gotta say that. Great relationships. Do I have great relationships with every single person involved? No. I wouldn't have great relationships with everybody involved in my regular job. Personalities clash. Personalities don't mix well. And that's how it is in jail too. So just really think about what you're doing. Read that contract line from line. And don't think you special. I thought I was special. I said I got celiac disease. Like, I'm allergic to gluten, rye, oats, barley. My food intolerance. Celiac is more than a food allergy. It's a food intolerance. But to make it clear for those that don't even know what food intolerance, I try to break everything down to educate, and that footage wasn't used. So it is what it is. That's what happens when you give somebody else the control to narrate your story. So that's all I got on that. And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb, whose fleece was white as snow. I'm out. Bye.